allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us.
Okay, Kris is safe for people that they use just
because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable. But what is really exciting is the debate surrounding our nation. We're going to be free. Is that we're going to reform the judiciary, or we're going to need external help? A very good morning to you. My name is Kris, and this is the African Renaissance Television. I'm reaching you here from London. It's a beautiful day. Today, I want to repeat a topic I've always talked about, because it's like my message is not sinking in. So I think I should take a look at it. Let's take a swag at it from this angle today, from the angle of the rich and the poor in Nigeria. And it's a moment to remember. And it's a challenging time for us, for every single one of us as Nigerians. And to trash this, to put this under the carpet, I think is the greatest inhuman act we have ever done as a people. Now, I know maybe, after us, like one of my daughters said on the platform, whatever we do, some people will be poor, yes. So if the situation in Nigeria is actually as a result of those who are working very hard and those who are not working hard, then this makes a lot of sense. But do you think so? That is, maybe perhaps until we are sincere with one another on this critical issue, we're going nowhere. We need to be sincere with one another. Are you convinced that the challenge we face, the gap between the rich and the poor in Nigeria, is as a result of some people working hard and some not working hard? If that is what it is, then let us write it down, and so that our children, when they grow up, we will tell them that the reason why some of us are poor is actually because we refuse to work, or maybe because we're lazy, as Buhari called us. And now, because for us to put this in perspective, I didn't want to use any images today because it's too annoying. But the former president of Nigeria, Olusegun Obasanjo, did a very beautiful video on Facebook, which I've been trying to get to share with you today on this platform. And I think it's too important that we don't do that. Obasanjo was very sincere. He said that if the man, he was also tracing it to the corruption. Yes, I don't even want to go into that now. I want to look at it from just the institution. I mean, the figures available to the world. So what I'm going to use to justify my case today will not be what I think, but what is already in the domain. So I'm going to use only two things, and I'm not going to try and go far, and I'm going to ask you people the simple question, and what could have been done. And be sincere with me. And I think it's very important that for those of you that think I am the one that is fabricating it, Transparency International had it on record. In fact, it's a PDF document which I'll be publishing on Legal Supporters today. And when I talk with them, I'm going to quickly publish it. I'm just repeating what they have on their website. I just want us to have it on Transparency International, just to know what we are doing to one another. And I'm going to take a look at that one. I'm going to look at only security votes to governors. And I don't know how somebody can actually justify that, but that will be on one side of it. And number two is, I don't know what, I said that guy who called himself a labor leader, he should resign. Because what is going on in Nigeria is mockery. I don't understand, Mr. President. I sincerely don't get it, sir. How the minimum wage in Nigeria is 70,000 naira. And after that is after a lot of battle. That's how somebody is now getting paid 70,000 naira. Nobody is paid 70,000 naira, even in my platform. Even when I accommodate them, I don't pay. Oh my God. The question I ask the president or the governors is, how do you expect these people to survive? 70,000 naira minimum wage. Let's clap for ourselves for that. Because that is, perhaps, that is still, maybe it's me, I'm the one that is framing this. Is it true that the minimum wage in Nigeria is 70,000 naira per month, following the agreement with the federal government and the union on July 2024? Meaning before July 2024, it was about 30,000 naira. In case you missed the news, for those of you watching us around the world, when you hear 70,000, you think it's some money. 70,000 naira today is about 35 pounds. Now, if I walk on the street of my Goddess Green and I sit down in a restaurant and I eat, I'm going to spend a minimum of 50 pounds. Meaning the average money I'll use for a restaurant to eat for one meal is what you are. It's not even up to what. It's more than what you pay to a man, especially with a family that have to pay for accommodation, pay transport to the work, and do all kinds of things. I always say to people, let that job stop. I just close some part of my company because it doesn't make sense. If we cannot be productive, what are we doing? So I'm going to take it in the other way around today. So I'm going to make this case and I'm going to ask ourselves, even I'm still going to talk to we as Nigerians, and you ask yourself if what you're doing is productive, or maybe you're already paying yourself. So in that case, we are robbing one another. Because maybe because the government didn't pay you, now you're robbing the next citizen who's come to you. So at the end of the day, that citizen is going to rob you because the more you collect from him, he's going to collect it from you the other way. You see, it's a cycle. Let me put it this way. I thought I was going to trash this part of it much later, but I'll go and come back. But as the Spirit led me, let me just go with it. You are an immigration officer. Maybe, how will I put it? No. A policeman wants to do his international passport. He comes to you. And you say, hey, you know the way that how to do it. You know, the fee is 50,000, but you have to pay, you know, now if you want it fast, you know. He end up paying 200,000. You got your cut. I understand that you're not well paid, sir. So you've got this cut. You thought you have robbed, you have made money. No, you've not, sir. Because the next time the policeman sees you on the road, he's going to tell you, before you pass, hey, Kuja, give me my own. You not pay to him. So we actually are actually stupid. Because that money will not stay with you. It is a cycle that we find ourselves in Nigeria. I'm going to explain that a little bit more. As you are trying to beat the price or cheat the system is waiting for you. It's going to cheat you down the line. Is it not better, Nigerians, if we all actually toe the line, follow the rules, and things would work well for every one of us? Because if this is what it is said, let it be so. It's going to be better for you and me on the long run. But that's not the case first. Let's wait. We'll come into that towards the end of the show. But let's follow what I said today first. Let's look at the unacceptable gap between the rich and the poor in the country. Like I said, if this is done, if this is happening because some people are working very hard and some are not working hard, then there's a good explanation why some people should be poor. The Bible said if you don't work, you should not eat. But these are people that are working for the same government. So I'm not going to take the ordinary citizens. I'm going to take the people within the cycle of government to explain this. And maybe you should ask yourself, do you call yourself a civil servant? You call yourself a commissioner? You call yourself a minister? You call yourself a policeman, an army? Whatever happened, you're all working for the government. So you are all civil servants. You're government officials. So let us look at you. Because if I talk about the ordinary citizens, you're going to get it wrong. So let us take a look. Let's x-ray them. What they do to themselves. Okay. The information reaching us, sir, it says that this is what the senators are saying. A senator of the Federal Republic of Nigeria goes home with about 21 to 22 million naira monthly. Now, you guys cannot say your salary is 14 million, but may God judge you. If this figure I said now, and this is not something I picked up. If you see it, I did not make it up. I take it from the source. And that is why everything I do here, like I said, from my background these days, I don't just pick information. If you ask me, I will open book for you. Now, the question I ask, is this real? The same country. Do I need to cry to the rest of the world? I'm happy I'm not in Nigeria. So I think I'm in a unique position to cry to the rest of the world. What the oppression that is going on in my land. It is why I am confused. When they say Boko Haram, I'm asking too, who is the Boko Haram? Fela was singing years ago. He said, who is a thief? Who will be thief? And not be thief. Who will be rogue? And not be rogue. Who will be robber? And not be robber. Who will be armed robber? And not be armed robber. You know, he has that musical construction. God bless you, man. Fela, anytime. We miss you, sir. I want to know what Fela will be saying now if the man is here. Fela would have maybe made my case better. Now, somebody who is taking this money, 22 million naira, when some people are said to, this is what they say, oh, some people are probably going home with 150,000 naira in a month. Do you know the difference between 22 million and 150,000 naira? Like I asked before, is that not a slave and a slave master? Because if you can pay, my money that I will use to eat once can pay your salary times, if I can pay 100 people, the 100 people work for me. The 100 people work for me. I said, come on, go and do this, go and do this. That's just, you are already a slave master. And those people are your slaves. And I called you a Boko Haram. Boko Haram, the ones at Sabisa Forest, is actually better than you, sir. You are evil. You are demonic. And the damages you're causing to yourself and your generation, you don't even know it. And Nigeria today is a day for us to talk about it. Let's know, you see, I am low. When I see the killings of Christians and Muslims, in fact, the killings in Nigeria, it makes me sad, it makes me mad. The truth is that some people, in the name of sitting down in Sabisa Forest, has been brainwashed that their problem is Christianity, that we're introducing a form of Islam, that all Christians, we want, in fact, they even introduce the Sharia law, whether you like it or not, you obey it. That is barbaric, we know it. But like I asked yesterday, brothers and sisters, are you telling me that the crime happening in Delta today is Boko Haram too? Now, in the Southeast, we know IPOB want to leave. Are they Boko Haram? Are they not Christians? Why don't you ask yourself, why does the Southeast want to leave? Why don't you ask yourself, why? Oh my God. Why young people in the Niger Delta were in the creek for years? You see, until we are sincere with one another, we're not going to find solution to our problem. I know it's a sentiment of the day. Yes, they're killing us. Muslims are Muslims, they are Muslims, they're this. Yes, I believe that. I agree with you. I feel the pain. I am a Christian. I am from that part of the country. Hello, I'm an honorable man. I feel your pain. I am one of them. I don't want this to happen to my family. Who gonna deal with that? But are you telling us today, are you telling me, stand before me, Nigerians, and say openly from the bottom of your heart that the crimes, the majority of the crime going on in Nigeria are actually those Boko Haram? Yes, there is a particular people targeting Christian in some part of the country. In fact, just this morning I was seeing some killing in Benue State. That those people are not really Boko Haram. These are disoriented headsmen. Headsmen. You know, the former governor of Benue State said it all. He said, if we can copy the federal system of government, the federalism, as we want to call it, we're not practicing presidential system of government, we copy everything from the United States of America, which is beautiful. If we could copy that, why don't we copy how those people, ranching, why don't we take ranching from the US? Nigerians, let me ask this. How does it take us to go to the United States and learn how they do ranching? I don't think it's such a big technology. I'm sure those Nigerian universities, I train people today who can be specialists in ranching, so that this clash between the herdsmen And because the man in the bush, all his life is his cow. The Benue man that is a farmer, all his life is his crops. By the time you allow these two to crash, there's going to be chaos. This is not Boko Haram. Let us be sincere with one another here. And now we're going to say it's Christian. No, that's not Christianity. That's not Islam. There's a fight that the federal government is a fight that is caused by the federal government of Nigeria. It's a disease that we need to cure, and we're only going to be able to cure it if we deal with it from the sincere point of view. I'm happy that VDM went there. The young boy is the only person that went there to reveal what's happening in Benue, showing us the amount of people that died. The government of Nigeria, the president. It was that shame that made our president to move for once. I said, don't let an old man. You said you will let an old man. So be it. Deal with it. Now, what are we saying? I'm talking about the root cause of our problem. You know, the last time they were telling me, the headsmen are everywhere. I said, where are they? Where are the headsmen? They are in the bush. Where do they live in the bush? Go and look at their condition in the bush. Do you want to live like them? Do you want to live like those headsmen? Is that their normal lifestyle? No, nobody is meant to live like that. Maybe we should ask ourselves how we got here. And maybe if we can trace that, then we will know. Look at some people in my village. Look at the way they farm. They still carry cutlass to the farm. What can you do with cutlass? And when I look at that and I look at the way people farm in Israel today, all I can do is just cry. Now, the method of farming we are praising that we said we try to have in Nigeria today, like I said, I was in Belgium. I traveled to Belgium first time in my life in 1992. And the only job I've ever done in my life is I work in a tomatoes farm. So I can testify to that. It was a glass house. In fact, we plant and in 3 months we're already reaping. I mean, we're harvesting in 3 months. That's how fast that thing grows. Tomatoes farming. That is sometime in 1992. Nigeria had not even started. That what the Europeans were practicing, what was practicing in Belgium in 1992. Now, you are looking for the cause of our problem? No, let us look at the cause of our problem sincerely. You see, our action and inaction. Let me use the word. I'm not saying only their action. Some inaction that led us to where we are. Let's talk about their action first. When we come to their action, you can see the testimony of their action on the screen. This is the recent one in 2022. And these are the ones, the senators agree that is their man, they go home. But that is not even anything. I was ashamed this morning when I was going through the document of Transparency International. I thought I can share this with you. You know, I may be able to upload it on this platform and see if I can share some of these things with you. It's a PDF document. Let me see whether I can get the PDF document into this platform this morning. You know, and this is the document from, yes, I think we can have it. Is this one? I'm not sure. If it is, then it will be very good. It's coming from Transparency International. You know, and this is so sad, Nigerians. And we don't even need Transparency International. For those of you that just have a Google with you, now please Google. Yes, I have it from Transparency International. I'm going to share this with you. And yes, on this very document, it is telling us how. Listen, it's very sad, though, so be patient with me. You know, I just want to give you the title. Now, what is it? Transparency International. The data is actually revealing, you see, let me remove this, please, so that you can read with me. Yes. How security votes fuel corruption in Nigeria. This is in the World Transparency International. It's an NGO, an organization that fights corruption around the world. This is what they have to say about us. It's not that the Kris saying it. And just in case you missed the news, please go on Wikipedia now and ask security votes paid to governors in Nigeria. As at 2018, 2019, not now. I want to start with my own state. Delta State and Akwa Ibom, they were getting 24 billion naira yearly, meaning they get 2 billion every month. Now, do you understand the amount 2 billion is? And the governors are allowed to use their discretion. They spend the money how they want. Now I understand why it is a good right to become a governor. Now you guys can understand one of those things, why it is a do or die to be governor. Especially if you're a governor of Delta State. Nobody is like you, man. If you point your hand, people can die the other side of the river, man. But that's what it is. You are extremely rich. Now let me tell you what they do. And I'm just trying to put some level of the corruption. Now, Amnesty International, this document I'm going to share today on legal support as a platform that I run. And for those of you that want to go through it in detail, you can go through it. You know, it is it is revealing. But the truth is, Nigerians, this is not revealed by me. It is on an international platform. And what I'm sharing with you on Wikipedia is not me. Wikipedia is worldwide. So they can see what you are doing to yourself, Nigerians. I don't know whether you're telling Donald Trump that Donald Trump is not aware of this. I don't know whether United Nations is not aware of this. Whether the international community, the EU that is praising Nigerian government, whether they are not aware of this, I don't know. A system that could pay a governor 2 billion a month for security vote, which he can spend as he wants. You are telling me that you are not aware, sir, that you cannot help us. No, let's talk. Let's go one by one, because I'm trying not to be upset. See, I'm calm. I put on my suit today so that I can say to myself that, okay, take it easy, so that we can go this journey very smoothly and happily. Akwa Ibom, about 41 billion. You see why Akpabio is sitting down there with his fat ass? Now you see. He has been spending, has been using Nigerian money. He has been enjoying it. Now, these are money meant for his people. Now, okay, in Delta State, there's still massive insecurity. There are some places they say you don't go around that Urubu area. If you go in there, you're on your own. In fact, one of my younger brother was killed just going to Asaba in the morning. So, and we're now asking, what is the governor doing with 24 billion naira? 24 billion in a year. What can you do with 24 billion? Do you understand? Do you want us to interpret what is 24 billion? Or you go hear that one, go they confused whether not true, go they talk. Sometimes it's like a joke. I'm not talking of the presidency. I'm talking of ordinary governors. Now let me tell you another big scam in the Nigerian system. You know why I'm saying this? Some people are receiving 70,000 naira. Let me tell you another scam. I reveal it on this show that there is no state, no local government in Delta State that does not get a minimum of 400 and something million. My local government gets about 460, 470 million naira monthly. Depends on the OSA. You know, everything we do is now oil. So we cannot determine, because we don't know what it is. It's only what they say there. That's what we get. So that's fair enough. May God help us. So now let's take a look at this. They said our local, how many local governments in Delta State? 25 times 400 million. Let's put it on the local level. Calculate it, bro. Now, please look at your local government. Go and look at it as we're talking now. Walk to your local government and look at the area. Does that people look like people that have 400 million in a month? Money no they hide though. Money can't hide. You can't hide money. I'm trying to speak in simple, correct English today because sometimes these guys tell me they don't know what I'm talking about. You're a liar. It's only when I talk deep you guys refuse to. When I ever speak only pidgin, this is still understand pidgin English these days. You know, most of the things I asked ChatGPT to do things in pidgin English. It gave me to be pidgin English. So ChatGPT can speak pidgin English now, in case you don't know. Anyway, bro, 400 million times 25 is how much? Now, I can tell you for free that your local government don't even get 100 million a month. If they get 100 million, then you should be asking that guy, what did we do with all these 100 million in a month? Because 100 million times 12 is not small money. But I'm not saying they're not getting that. The question I ask you is, where's the other money going? If you go further, you will ask yourself, where's the other money going? You see where the governors are demonic. That's why they wouldn't want the money to go to the local government directly. They said the law says this. The law said, which law? Who made the law that the money that is allocated to the local government can go to the local government directly? If not, now the last time I heard is that even the local government cannot pay salaries. And I asked myself, what's the essence of having a local government if local government cannot even make a penny for themselves? This is exactly what I'm talking about every day. We're going to talk about the usefulness of the workers we're talking about. So that's going to be towards the end of the show. So if local government are entitled to some money, the governor now cut it into 3 and give them only 1. Meaning governor gets about 300 million times 25 in a month. You see why they don't want to conduct elections. So all that allocation that goes to the local government will be given to a sole administrator. Some of you have served as sole administrator. I know one of my guys, Precious, was one sometimes. How much they give you, bro? You know, sometimes that make me laugh. I can't blame you, mama. You're trying to survive. It makes me sad. That local government, money going to local government, governor will still cut it. That will be 2. Wait to, you see, be a governor of Delta State so you can see why Oboriwori they roll. The guy they roll. Guy, I want to see you because anybody where you bless, don't bless. Kai. No wonder when I say anything, they say, what are you talking about, governor? That is the rate to kill you. Because if Oboriwori, that money. So if Oboriwori cut that money, he has, wait now, Oboriwori, the security vote is minimum of 3 billion a month. You know that. And you are actually getting how much? Another 20-something billion from the local government first. And enjoy your money. Now, for those of you that didn't get the story, I'm not trying to humiliate the office of the governor of Delta State, but you guys are demonic. The last time I heard, the only reason Okowa is in trouble today, and he knows he's in trouble, his fate is in the hands of Tinubu. Tinubu want to win the second election, then pursue all of them. Tinubu, they come after now. Because Tinubu will want to use it to make name for himself. Especially now that America is pushing his ass. He's going to push your asses. And people like us, we're going to push Tinubu. Tinubu will push your ass. You are in trouble. Now, let me tell you the story, bro. The last news from EFCC, they made it clear that Okowa is wanted for 1.3 trillion. 1.3 trillion. Now, you know where that money goes to? It's the money that goes to the SOPADEC. Not the security vote, not the local government money, not the state money. I'm coming to that. The money that went straight to the SOPADEC. 1.3 trillion. Bro, divide 1.3 trillion. Do you know how much we're talking about? What are you going to do with that kind of money, for God's sake? What will the Pacho command do with that kind of money? I'm sad. I know many people will call me today. They will say that, Kris, why are you saying this about this? Why you say? I don't say. I've not said anything that is not in the public domain. Actually, you guys are. I'm only sensitizing you so that we can advise them, because it's not too late. You have a governor right now. So where's the money going to the super deck? You know, the last time I heard that the governor asked allow for the release of 12 billion to pay contractors. And I'm wondering, is the super deck no more getting money every month? How come that is governor now releasing that money to pay past contractors? What happened to the one that come this month? The last time I checked, the money that goes to the super deck in a month is more than the allocation going to Anambra State. Quote me. Go and check. Unless my statistics is wrong. And as you go through this document, if I want to go to that spot, don't let me focus on the super deck. So these are where I'm getting my fact. And this is Amnesty. This is coming from Transparency International. All right. And I will not be able to share this with you because I'm going to share it on the other platform. So I just want to see the beauty of where that the Kris pick up some of his information. Wikipedia is out there for you to see. So I'm asking you today, when you choose to concentrate the whole money in the hands of the governors, who will not share a little bit to those who are his cronies. PAs are actually slaves too. Only they call them house slaves, house negro, yeah, as my comrades call us. Those of you are those house negroes. They are the one that's going to fight me today when they see this show. But you know what is so bad? The house negro and the street negro are all Negroes. They are all meant to slave. I can tell you that the house negro may get about 400,000 naira a month, while the field negro is getting 60,000 naira a month. Both of you are slaves. In the city of dwarf, you might say, I'm taller than you. You're dwarfs. But this is what the governor is getting. He's getting in almost trillion a month. It's somebody that, if I had that kind of money, if they give you 40 billion naira in a month, you know how much Delta State is earning? 40 billion from allocation. And you know why I'm so confused? I'm coming back to Delta State. I'm using my state as an example. Go and check the figures I'm talking about now. It's not strange. You can check all yours. Have you asked your governor how much is coming to your state? How much is going to the local government? How much is the security vote of the governor? These are facts I'm sharing now. Maybe if you are from the oil producing area, they always have this body like the super that they set up to develop people, to help the people in that area locally at the state level. Then this federal level, we have the NDDCs. Another big body. If you see them, nobody talks about NDDC. They are boss. Hello, sir. I'm loyal. You're mad people, man. In the midst of plenty, you pay somebody 70,000 naira. You are a sick man. You have nobody. You are a slave master. And today, you are asking why we have insecurity in the country. You're really asking me, are you sure that you need to ask me that question? Let me share it with you. Write it down. It's an equation. In mathematics, no, this is now, okay, let's say algebra. When poverty joined with hopelessness and now access to weapon, what is the result? Oh my God. I'm going to use the police to explain this. Then I'm going to explain in the case of Boko Haram better. The police are poor. The police in Nigeria, if you see their uniform sometimes, and sometimes you just wonder, is this the Federal Republic of Nigeria? Is this the image of the Nigerian police? Somebody that is protecting the Nigerian state, that making sure things are going. That's why they are on the road. If you see the ordinary policeman on the road, his eyes are red. He's ready to kill you just to get 5,000, 10,000 naira from you. The guy is broke, man. But the funniest thing, he has a gun. He can look around and he can see that if I do this job in the next 50 years, I'm not going to end up with anything. They won't even pay my pension. So there's that hopelessness. But he has a gun and is poor is equal to insecurity. You know what? Just maybe we don't need to write it down. Go and ask how many people have died in the hands of the Nigerian forces, e.g., the police and the customs, over the past 1 year. The way they give us the statistics of Boko Haram, go and write them down. That if they stop you on the road and if you don't pay them on time, you don't give them on time, you're on your own. OYO, you are from your state. I am saying that if the policeman stops you at night, there's one that almost killed me. I was driving into Benin City. I was on my Tundra. My boy was driving and one other girl with me. We stopped, they stopped us just as we were just climbing the river, they were just climbing the hill. They stopped us there, we parked. They saw the Tundra, you know, the Tundra was always, my Tundra was amazing, you know. All they could see was there's money today. They thought I was actually coming from Europe. But this is a car I've been using in Nigeria. It's a Nigerian number. So they stopped my boy and the driver was telling them, because I was sleeping, I was tired. So one of my boys was driving us, not a driver, I don't have a driver. But driving us, and with the whole confrontation going on, when I woke up, I said, officer, where does that? You know, so I just wanted to talk nicely to them. The guy got angry, I should come down. He said, what have I said wrong? He said, I should come down. This is a boy. In fact, if I had gone to join police when I finished secondary school, that idiot will not even be somebody talking where I am. He raised guns, whoa! This one, I start to beg, because that guy could have shot me, and the story would be the same. It has happened to me in Lagos before. They can kill you, and they will write a story. Tell me you don't know one person that has died in the hands of the police. That has died in fact, the last one we saw, which I shared on this platform, poor people coming from Europe. They enter public transport, they use their own vehicle. They didn't give the 5,000 on time. The custom guys shoot. Now, these people I'm talking about, are they Boko Haram? No. Yesterday, I've been trying to say this. Nobody want to listen. I'm asking if these people are Boko Haram. Are they Muslims? Are they fanatics? Are they extremists? Okay, like I asked yesterday. So, the people that come to kidnap people in my village, they will know the politicians. They know their wives. They know their address. So, it's Boko Haram in Sambisa Forest that is able to trace my people to my village and kidnap their wives and demand ransom. Come on now. Bro, let's think. And that's why I come with the equation today. When poverty meets hopelessness and there's access to weapon, you know, it's up to insecurity. And I'm going to analyze what is weapon today. And sometimes weapon is actually not, weapon is fear. You know, even the boys that are kidnapping your wife, they're just building fear in you. Hey, you know, in those days when we read James Harley Chase, they will tell you that the man went to kidnap somebody, kidnap the rich man's daughter, put the rich man's daughter and begin to make her. Because this is the technological crime. They know they can call you and tell you your son is here, your wife is here. If you don't pay some amount of money, we'll kill her. You don't want her to die now. You begin to run around looking for money to go and pay. And we think we think they are Boko Haram, or we conclude all of them are Boko Haram. So the crime in Nigeria is all committed by Boko Haram, people in the Sambisa Forest. Is that what you're saying to me? I'm happy. IPOB are not Boko Haram. They are IPOB. They have a name for them. Those in Sambisa Forest are Boko Haram. Listen, when poverty meets hopelessness and access to weapon, what you have is insecurity. In my area, in my place, if only they knew, Mr. Governor, how much you have that is coming to the state, and that is what I am about to do. Every month, you will tell us how much come to Delta State, how much is spent, how much is left. You will explain to us, because it's not your money, it's our money. And when I do that, they're going to say, let's kill Daddy Kris. Yes, I'm not coming, so I'm going to stay here, and I'm going to kick your ass. You see, but I'm working with already. I'm working with Transparency International. Go and check out who I am. I'm the legal supporter. I'm coming. If you don't do it, I'm going to torment you, sir. This Obasanjo was saying it's time for us to do things differently, and Obasanjo said it right. How can you do the same thing again and again and expect a different result? Insecurity will remain a self-fulfilling prophecy for us until we are brave enough to embrace this change. The change is right here. We just need to embrace it. The question is, are you ready, sir? Are you interested? Is the system benefiting you? Because, of course, if it's benefiting you, why would you want it to change? And the funniest thing is, even the slave, the house Negro, resist to, they are even the bigger problem than the slave master himself. So we have two people in Nigeria. Let me describe them. We have the slave masters. We have the slaves. And then we have the house Negroes. Now, the house Negro is still a slave, but he's been told that you are better than them. So you're not put here. That's what they did in America. And you know what is going on here now? They'll give you a little appointment so you keep quiet. Because Okowa is very good at that. If you are making noise, hey, big boy, come and head up this now. You are SA. As an SA, you're not working for the government too. I mean, you sit beside the government. But you are I can tell you for free that the only people that would have been able to ask the government of Delta State of Nigeria, where is the money? They have already been given appointments. So, if those of you who are loyal, you are stupid. If you make enough trouble, they will give you appointment. Because they don't want trouble. They don't want people to hear about their evil. The ills in the society, the amount of money they are stealing, they don't want people to know. They know you can say it, so they give you to keep you quiet. How much do they give to you? Maybe 400, 500,000. That's your destiny, bro. You know who you are? Go and read about it. Malcolm X called you a house Negro. I can't explain it more. For those of you now, if you go online and say, who are those class of people Malcolm X was calling house Negro? You will see it for yourself. You're a house Negro. Which is okay, I understand. It's survival of the fittest. This one reach you, make you eat first. I understand. Like when we always say, make it cheap first. When they happen tomorrow, they don't care. But this is the thing. Like I'm going to explain this to you all. For house Negro, because plenty people are house Negro. That's why we're not fighting. Do you know why Nigeria is still holding on? Because of the house Negro. Let me say this. The only glue that is holding Nigeria today is the house Negro. The field Negro are ready to kill. They have nothing, they're ready to go. The slave master is scared, but he has shaded himself with the house Negro, with the house Negro. So the house Negro shade you from getting to them. And who are the house Negro in this context? They're going to be the policemen, the security forces, the civil servants. You know, the civil servant in Nigeria, he's been given an office. It's comfortable, you know what? Because anytime you go there for anything, you're going to drop some money before you do anything he's going to do, you're going to pay him first. Go to the ministries in Nigeria. Have you been to any of them? Which ministry will you walk out to in Nigeria and get away with anything without dropping something? They burn you well. You see? Why? Because they have a little bit of a weapon. So that weapon is you are better than the rest. So you use it to collect from the rest. The people who are actually dying are the house Negro. But this is the irony of it all. We are all in trouble. The end result is the insecurity. Let me tell you how the security works. Actually, you know the funniest thing? It's a slave, the field Negro that they constitute most of the insecurity we're dealing with today. And when they want to kidnap people, they will not be able to get to the slave master. So they're going to pick you, the house Negro. So you are guilty too. When you see they kidnap somebody, They don't have you ever seen they kidnap any daughter of governor? You don't hear say they kidnap local government pikin. They are shaded, man. So you that is not well protected, you are the one that only, of course, that's the opportunity the free Negro have. It's going to kidnap you. You are the one they use to shade it from them. So it's going to kidnap you. And it's going to demand money from you. So all the money you've been collecting, the free Negro want to collect it once. In a situation like that, where what have we just created? We just created anarchy for ourselves. We can do better, Nigeria. I pray that we come to the understanding that to solve this problem is to identify and address the big issue of the day, which is the rich and the poor in Nigeria. You see, let me say this. I elaborated how the governors, how much they are getting. I used Delta State, for instance. I can imagine how rich Oboriwori is now. Man, the guy is bloodily rich. I must be stupid not to even be talking about him, because Oboriwori just do like this, I'll be blessed. He's a bloody rich man. He has got the capability to turn your life around. That's why you are stupid. But Oboriwori, even if you bless me today, if you give me 500 million or maybe 1 billion, are my family secured? Am I secured? Am I safe in Nigeria? That's a question I ask myself. I found out no. So I'll tell the Oboriwori, go to hell with your money. Use the money to solve the society problem. Let me repeat what I just said. Tinubu can call you now and give you one big contract. Your life will be changed. See, as your life has changed, you have the cash now. The question I ask you is your family secured? Are you secured? Can you sleep and close your eyes? And this is the problem. That's why you are not carrying your family to run away. That's why you cannot study, your child cannot study in Nigeria. That's why you cannot treat yourself in Nigeria. At the end of the day, what do you think you have gained? I don't get it. Let's start again. So maybe if the slave masters can bless you with stupid amount of money, which can change your life, but are you free? Because the last time I said, your fence is as high, and you don't have the security the slave master have. You see, now I'm going to say this. It's going to affect everybody. Nobody's a winner. I'm going to talk to the slave masters first. Let me talk to them, because they're actually the most stupid ones. Now, like Sanusi said, how can you be made the governor? You'll be given the life for people to empower, to change, to manage life. You are equal to God. Let me say this. In Hollywood, we say to those much is given, much is expected. It's a popular saying. Let me first, I'm not praising you, I'm not raising your high. The president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is a God. The only God that is bigger than the president of the Federal Republic of Nigeria is the president of the United States, another God. You see, when the gods are talking, the worshippers, what? They do what? They worship. They keep quiet and they wash. Now, Donald Trump said, I'm going to kick your ass, Tinubu. That is a God talking to a God. It concerns you. You know what they talk about? Only Donald Trump can deal with him. But what I'm saying now is these are all gods. You know why? They have the capabilities to change our future. If Donald Trump said, I want to do something now about this poverty situation in Nigeria, he can do it. If Donald Trump wants to restore peace in Nigeria, he can do it. If Donald Trump said, hey, the election coming should be free and fair, he can do it. And let me say this to you. He's a God. Now, let me tell you this too. The same way, Tinubu can choose to be a nobleman and conduct a free and fair election. and actually make food on the table for Nigerians by concentrating on the people rather than his cronies, because that is the problem we have. Tinubu is scared too, he's worried, because you know how he got to power. People voted him in. Some of them are angry now. El-Rufai is not one of them. I saw them in and when Tinubu, I remember Tinubu when you were at the Chatham's house here, the Chatham house in London. When they talk about the security, you said El-Rufai should talk. El-Rufai was the man that spoke for you, so you guys are working together. I don't know. You know in the divorce, when the people when I was seeing El-Rufai was talking. When I saw El-Rufai talking, I just see my ex-wife in him. If you tell my ex-wife now bad at the place, go say, that man, a useless man. A man at this. Somebody when you be with for how many years? You born 3 children, you born 2 children for you say the man an idiot. So you be idiot, you were married to an idiot. Come on, man. That is exactly what it is. So when you see the relationship between Tinubu and El-Rufai, don't even get involved because they know what they did together. They are gangsters. Let them solve their problem. But let me talk about how it concerns us. Now, I said Tinubu can choose to be a noble man because he has got the instrument to work and change our life. And that is, you see, only one person said it. One of the pastors is intelligent enough and brave enough to say that most of the things we come to disturb God about. These are things in the hands of men. Let me repeat this. That thing you're telling God to do for you, that thing you pray to God to do, hello, listen to me, Tinubu can do it. That thing you're saying to Oborivori can do it. The thing you went to church to pray for today, in fact, your health, Oborivori can make them give you the best of treatment today. God not they give long life. Now, how you take care of this body, now you make you live long or you die on time. Oborivori can help you preserve your life until the day when we stop to do evil and God give us everlasting life. You know what I think? You know what I think? And I was saying it the other day, that we are not designed to die. And when I say that, everybody will say, nobody will not go die. That the Christian no one die. I say, no, God did not design us to die. Because the first time in the Bible, if you look at the Bible carefully, in the beginning, when God created man and he created woman, did he create death? No, let me ask you. No, not 30. Is it not when man sinned that death came? So when God was creating man, he didn't create us to die, you. It was our iniquities that caused death. And today we are still asking God, may God give us long life. No, what will give us long life is elimination of our iniquities. How can you not do that arithmetic correctly? Now, people, now you are not a pastor, but listen to me. From what I have read, in the beginning, God created heaven and earth, and it was beautiful. And like Pastor Kris will say, it was good. Now, men choose to do things their own way against the will of God. That introduced death. What we did is something against the will of God, which is sin. When we now sin, death came in, and death is now eating us. Now, if we want to remove death from this earth, all we need to do is to stop sinning, stop the sin, and death will leave. There's no way. The only thing that brought death is not a permanent thing. Something brought it in. If we do the right thing, death will go. I don't get it. I'm going to try and do that in the layman's sense. But just listen to what I said. God created us. Everything was good. We were not designed to die. Then we did something wrong, and death came. It is what we did wrong that attracted death. It was not God that brought death to. What we were doing wrong attracted death. If we do that thing right, death will disappear. And let me tell you this. Have you done something? In fact, it's a simple reaction. Even in chemistry, you can do that. If something that introduces something, there's something, if you repair that thing will go. We need to repel that. How do we do that? That's why I said to them that Donald Trump and all of them, the world leaders that call themselves in the United Nations, If the money we spend on ammunition today, if we stop making ammunition and we use that money to find cure to the things that is killing us, we now provide food, you will see that the people will live long. You see, in those days, people were living 900 and something years before. In fact, that's when they even see no. We can eliminate death from this world if the whole world come together today and say, let us do the will of God. How did God even tell us to live on earth? Have you asked yourself how God asked you to live on earth? And when you do that, even if your physical body die, your soul and your spirit live forever. I'm coming to that. Okay. Did you ask yourself that what do we need to do now so that we can get rid of death from the earth? It's a very simple thing. We need to stop sinning. And one of the things we do is we spend money every day, every year. America spends a huge amount of money on weapons. Russia, look at the war in Ukraine and Russia. Look at the Palestinians and Israelis killing themselves with weapons. And we are boasting of what we have, that we're going to go there and eliminate these people. What do you think you are doing? You are actually the one introducing death. It's not God, though. God has never introduced death to mankind. No! God did not kill you. It was your action that killed you. And you can remove that by stopping that action that is killing us. That's what I'm saying. Why don't we just stop making more ammunitions? Who is our enemy? A fellow human being is your enemy. We go to United Nations, we sit in the same table, and we say we are in the same world. And we call ourselves United Nations. Why are we killing one another? Who is your problem? After all, the Muslim man is talking about God, the Christian man is talking about God, the Hindus, everybody is talking about God. So who is your enemy? Who are we killing for? The same papa want to get us. You see, we introduce death every day. I will say, God, take death from this world. No, God will be looking at us. But it's not me. I'm not the one that introduced the death. It's you. God never introduced death. Now let's come back to Delta State, to Nigeria. God never introduced hunger. It is we introduced the hunger. When God created Nigeria, it was beautiful. He gave us everything. Everything. And then we started. The Yoruba man will take Yoruba. The Hausa man will take Hausa. That was the first three people that started it. Between Tafawa Balewa, Azikwe, and these people. They were the first demons. We call them heroes today, but they were very tribal. That was the division. This one will go to this one will go to this. That was what caused the first civil war in Nigeria. That led to the killings and killings and killings and hunger. Now, is it God that introduced it? Is it not this stream, the action and inaction of these people that caused it? Oh, yes, the Igbo man going to tell me what the Hausa man did. Yes, he's going to judge his case. He's going to be right to his people. And the Hausa man is judging his case to his people. He's going to be right. He's going to be right to his people. The Yoruba man is judging his case. He's right. Hey, at the end of the day, you have just destroyed the beautiful thing God has done. And what you have done, you've introduced death to Nigeria. You've introduced poverty into Nigeria. If we want to remove it, what I'm saying today is we don't need God to come and do it. It is what we're going to do now. It's now that we know that we introduce this death, we introduce poverty in Nigeria, we can eliminate it. Why do you need a pastor to help you to eliminate the poverty in Nigeria? Why do you need the imam to eliminate poverty in Nigeria? And now we are going to kill each other again in the name of the same God. That's the thing I don't understand. That's why I said to Donald Trump, I don't get this. In fact, the Bible teaches us that somebody slapped you with this, I give him the other one. It doesn't make you weak and make you stronger. It got to a point in my life, some people take a piece at me, and I just say, God, if I follow them with this, I'm just going to kill somebody. But you know what, that Kris, let them go. It's good over evil. Let good reign over evil. Let good reign over evil. Everybody cannot be bad. You know what I said to myself? No, for two people to fight, have you seen husband and wife at home? The wife, your sister will come to you and say, hey, my husband did this, my husband did this. And madam, what did you do? Because before your husband do something to this extent, you don't talk back. Oh, the man is not a madman. That if he's talking to you, say, my husband, no, let's not do it that way. My husband not be like that. My husband, please, the matter not for this way, this issue. Talk through. It takes two to tango. It takes two to tango, Nigeria. The iniquities, the suffering we are suffering today is not the will of God. It's the things we introduced to this world. And why this is so important is I want the governors to know that the governors of this world now, I can claim to be helpless because I don't have control of certain things. The slave, the house slave can claim to be helpless. The policemen and others ones, because they don't have control over certain things. But the gods, the slave masters, they have control. If this world going to change, it is the slave masters who is the gods. If people like them, Donald Trump, it's the powerful nation like the EU, the UK, the prime ministers. Those are the people that are going to change this world. And until they sit down, and I said, let them look at the role. They've been talking about how to eliminate weapons, how to eliminate this, until there is a sincere approach on how human beings can live in peace. And how do people live in peace? They have to eat too. You have to stop telling one is better than the other. Let there be peace. Let there be some equity. Everybody will not be the same. But let them know when I stretch my hand, I can get it. Whether I am Daddy Kris or I am Juliet, when I do this, I will get food. It's just for me to do this. Make it available. The only people that can make that work are the slave masters. The iniquities on earth today is not done by everyone, but by the gods, the slave masters. You are the cause of what we're going through. The reason is not, it's not as if you are very wicked or you know, but because you are in a position to stop it and you didn't. That's why we are. And that's why I kind of like what Donald Trump is trying to do, except that he's doing it in a religious way. And I completely disagree. My name is Christian. So when they say they're killing Christians, my real name, Daddy Kris, is Christian. So you cannot be more Christian than I am. It was a name. It was something they mark on me. My mother said, your name is Christian, my son. Can't change it. So if Christian is my name, I don't think you're more Christian than I am. The narrative in Nigeria today needs to change. We need to direct the energy into the right source so that we can have the right solution. Our problem is radicalism, which is in Christianity, in Islam, and even in African traditional religion. There's even more radicalism in our tribal things than even in the religion. Like I said, I've never seen one true Christian and one true Muslim in Nigeria. May I say that again? I've never seen one true Christian and one true Muslim in Nigeria. You are not. The reason I know is the people in the House of Assembly, they claim to me that they are all Muslims. Or some of them are all Christians. They took oath with the Bible and the Quran. But they are the thieves. Then I ask again, where in the Bible does the Bible allow you to steal? Where in the Quran does the Quran allow you to steal? And you carry the Quran, you carry the Bible, you talking now like an idiot. You say you are a Muslim. Look at that little aerophile. Are you a Muslim? Look at how much he's looking for power again. A Muslim man will not be greedy for power. He'll be satisfied with what God has. After all, he's going to die and go. Why are you hungry for power? Why are you hungry for power, aerophile? Why is power your problem? What are you going to do with the power? You were a governor for how many years? For 8 years. What did you do? Tell me the impact you make that you are not coming back to do. You see, even you, the slaves, you allow people to just say anything to you and you dance. I don't know how to educate you better. I cannot help you more. But if this is the narrative we're going to keep singing, listen, we're going to keep dying. There's no other way for us, nowhere we're going. We're heading for one place. We're heading for a fall. We're going to die. But we can save this world. And it's not God, though. That's why, you know why I'm trying to, bring the Bible and the Quran in my explanation today and let you know that the iniquity, how God, the debt that is on earth, the iniquities on earth. Whenever you go to church today and go and pray to God, God is not going to solve it. Because God did not introduce it. God cannot stop you from dying. He would have stopped it already. Because God did not introduce death. Death was a natural phenomenon that came as a result of sin. The Bible said the outcome of every sin is death. If you don't sin, you don't die. And it is difficult for me to explain that because you say, hey, after all, we're going to die. Because you have all sinned. I have sinned, that's why I'm going to die. Any child born that does not sin will not die. And now the sin, my sin alone may not even carry me. Because now that I'm born into a society of sin, automatically I'm a sinner. So I will die with them. So some of the sins might not be the one you cause alone, but the one caused by your people. By your community, you're all dying. My brother, God did not introduce death. The same way God did not introduce poverty. God did not introduce ammunition. I mean, now God teach you how to make gun. Did God teach us how to make gun? Is it God that made gun? Is it the one manufacturing the weapon? Why are you calling on him to take it out? What is killing me and you today is weapons. Weapon manufactured by men, used to kill men. Is it God that made it? Where is God? How can God come and remove it? I only make one analysis before that. Don't forget, you are like a landlord and a tenant. God is a landlord. You are the tenant. But before your landlord can enter your house, he had to take permission from the tenant, or else he's trespassing. No landlord just bursts into a house because he owns the property. As long as it's been contracted to somebody for a period of time, you need permission to go in. That's why every day say Jesus is knocking. He's looking for permission. But what is the permission they're talking about? What is the thing that is, my guy, let's not get this wrong. Don't get it twisted. Understand what I'm saying. It is convenient for us to say, oh, God is going to come and kill some people. Oh, God is coming to solve the problem of the Christians now. You're stupid. God is not going to come. It's not God coming in. This has nothing to do with God. God did not introduce it, so he's not coming to solve it. If God introduced poverty, he would have removed it. If God introduced death, he would have removed it. It was not God, though, that brought death to man. If this is God that brought death to man, why did God have to die? So that man will be free. You know, you see, you don't get it. God worked with nature. Maybe God is even the nature itself. If you are God, you've created something, and the thing is bad. Or maybe if God introduced something to the earth, oh, because man sinned, say you will die. If it's God that says you must die, then God would have said you will not die today. God would have removed it long ago. It was our sins that attracted death. That even God himself, in order to set us free for the second chance, he had to die again. He came to live among us, and we displayed the same thing we have been doing. We killed him. I don't know how to push this. The same God came. For those of us that are Christians, the same God came to remove death. What did we do? We killed him. So, is it God that killed him? Is it God that killed God? Who introduced the death? Is it God? If God is the one that introduced death, he would have easily removed it. It was our action that introduced death. God came to remove the death. We show God, say, no, we don't want the death to go. We end up killing God. And they say we are fulfilling the book. Who killed Jesus? Wait. Jesus is God, yes, for those of you who are Christians. Jesus is God. Yet he came here to remove death, which is our problem. And we killed him. Maybe now devil call Jesus. We. When we are talking of the devil, but it was we used our hand to slaughter the man. It was not God, though. No, let's understand this. Maybe I'm following this theology today. I don't know what they preach in church. In the beginning, God created the heaven and the earth, and he said everything was beautiful. There was no death. Until we now sin. The sin introduced death. And you know, the problem God has been having with us is how to remove death from us. Because he's not the one. It was not his intention that death should even come. If God wanted death to stay with us, why would he be making covenant so that we can change? So that death can go. All the covenant God has been telling us is, please, if you can do this and do this, death will go. But we didn't listen. And I ask you today, how much are we spending on weapons? And how much are we using to cure ourselves, to provide food? That is already a sign that will say that we are the one continuing to introduce death. Tinubu would prefer now, instead of trying to solve the challenges I'm talking about, which is the poor and the rich, he's prepared to get him weapons so that they protect himself, so that everybody will see him as a god. And he will soon die. He still died. Buhari is dead. And at the end of the day, who introduced the death that killed Tinubu? Who introduced the death that killed Buhari? It is him that introduced his own death. It is not God. So God cannot help you. Because if God can do it, God would have stopped. Why would God even come on earth to come and die again? So anything that others are about to say, anything God cannot do that does not exist, you're stupid. If God can remove death, he would have removed death. God will remove death, we will bring it back. God will remove death, we will bring it back. He came so that you will be saved. Yet he left, you brought him back. If Jesus Christ come back today, we'll go see kill him. Do you know the reason I know? Because you're actually growing more weapons than before. Weapons that will kill one another. And you're blaming God, you're asking God, who is this, who's that? I'm surprised, man. Are you guys for real? What can God do here? If you are God, wouldn't you be tired? You try to save some mankind, he will say, you do one. Yeah, man. And today, we are intentionally avoiding the core issue of our time. The thing that is confronting us, we are not dealing with it. We are ashamed of it, or we are afraid of it, or whatever it is the case. I am confused. Human beings, when they get to this place, I use the word insecurity, but the language is really death. Equate insecurity to be death. When there is poverty and hopelessness and access to weapon, the equation is death. So while you are looking for insecurity, using the right word, the political word insecurity, the right language is death. This is how we introduce death on a daily basis. And then you are calling on God to come and take death. You don't want to die. But it's God, it's not God that is doing this. It's me and you that is doing this. Now the Tinubu is doing his own, Obodo is doing his own. You as a slave, house slave, you are supporting him in the iniquities that they are all happening. And then me as a slave master, I'm participating because I want money. I want to survive, so I'm going to kidnap somebody to get money. At the end of the day, what we're heading to, one thing is at the end of it, the equation is death. And then you go to church on Sunday or Friday, you tell God, God, come and remove death. I don't want to die. God, help me. God, I don't want to. I need poor. I can't. I'm poor. God, and remove this. But who is the cause of poverty? Is it God? Now, who is the cause of poverty in Nigeria? Is it God that is the cause? Because this is the chairman of it. It's the poverty that leads to hopelessness. Who introduced poverty? Now, was Eve hungry when the serpent came? Only God knows who. They say eat apple. We don't know the real apple. So I'm not going to analyze that. Because it's a gray area. But was she hungry? Because if she was not hungry, why would she give? Why would serpent give Eve something to eat? And now she tasted it and found that it is sweet. She gave to the husband. Of all the food, though, said that one is better. The Bible says that is what had introduced death. So it starts from taste, hunger, desire. When hopelessness comes with it, and will not have the weapons. Because if you look further in the Bible, the first death we experience in the Bible was now caused between Cain and Abel. When they say Cain killed Abel, what did it happen? He used his hoe. There's a weapon to slaughter his brother. Access to weapon. There's a hopelessness. They were now going, because at the end of the day, you said the food I have for you is not good enough. Now it's like you said, now let me tell you this. If they tell us today, those of us that are used to meat, that don't eat meat or don't eat fish, if you eat only fruit and this is you will live longer, they've been telling you every day, no, now meat, nice sweet pass. In fact, sometimes I look at us and I wonder the kind of animals we are. To kill an animal with blood that looks like you and that's been talking to you, that's been playing with you, you go slaughter them, cook them, eat them with no conscience. That's who we are. We are demonic people by nature. You see, and the Bible, and they've been telling us, don't eat meat. Oh, meat is not good for you. You say, why will not go eat meat? But meat is a living thing. Why eating a living thing? I don't want to go into along that line. But that's to tell you our taste for blood. Even when we know now, they're not telling us this blood is not good for our head. Eat fruit. Eat fruit, which is what God had in the Bible, in the garden. Eat fruit. We said, no, now the meat, that's sweet part. Now the meat is killing us. And we are asking God to come and take what we have eaten, what we put inside our body. Now God put her. Is it God that ate the meat? So those pastors that are preaching to you that say, oh, you're going to go to heaven. I don't know what kind of heaven they're talking about. They're dying every day. Last time I checked, this man of synagogue is dead. Joshua. Why did he save himself? He was not saving people, holding people, curing people of all diseases. He couldn't cure himself. Are you guys kidding me? Pastor Jerry, you know they collect money now. Me, I don't talk. Adibo, you don't collect all the money in the world. All of you guys have made so much money. The question is, what are you going to do with the money? Soon you will die, and the money will be here. So I fight with people like that. For me, you're a waste of space. Tinubu, I'm not worried about Tinubu. How many years has Tinubu got more left to live? How many more years? Obasanjo now is like a living corpse. When I see Obasanjo talking today, I just see him as this statement, may God keep him for us. Because I think Obasanjo has repented. Though Obasanjo, I've never forgiven you for what you did to Fela. Because I'm a big fan of Fela. That's the only reason I don't like Obasanjo till tomorrow. Otherwise, Obasanjo has repented to some extent. I don't know whether God is able to forgive him. But if he's forgiven, then why not? I always say to Obasanjo, before you die, apologize to Fela family. Please. See all these things we are talking about, the heaven and earth we're going to go, is going to come from the things we do. It's not God, though. God cannot do it. If God can do it, then God did not need to come to the world. He would have just said, death, go. But he couldn't do that. He came and finally teach us how to remove the death. When Jesus Christ came, what was he teaching us? He was telling us how we can remove death from this world. Did we listen to him? No, those of you even talking to me now, are you following what Jesus Christ said? Because the only reason Jesus Christ came is the only thing that separates us from God was now death. Jesus Christ came. He said, I came so that you will live and you will live abundantly. It was because pastors don't know how to defend it. They say, oh no, that is when you life after death. You're stupid. Jesus Christ was saying, if we do the right thing, we don't need to die here. We don't need to die now. And if we don't want to die now, we can do it. All we need to do is remove sin. And it's going to come from elimination of greed, poverty, which causes poverty, because the cause of greed, of poverty, is greed. Oh God, do I need to add that to it? Maybe I should start from greed into poverty. But greed is equal to, let me say, greed is equal to poverty, which leads to hopelessness, and then access to weapon, when you add that to it, the result is death. Jesus Christ started with this: remove greed from your life. If we had removed greed from this world now imagine a world with no greed. If we are no more greedy as human beings, our problem is solved. There will be no die. We will not die. Nigerians, the last time I said my guests here were laughing at me, oh, everybody's going to die. No, we're not going to die. If we can come together and say, let us remove greed from everything we do. Let us see us one another as with love. Like Jesus Christ said, love your brother and your sister, love your neighbor as yourself. Meaning, no more greed. Because the only thing is, you like your neighbor wife, you want to come. You like your neighbor car, you want to come. You don't need it. If we can do that, then there will be no debt. Because that will be the elimination of greed, which will eliminate poverty. And we will no more be hopeless. And we don't need the elimination, because the funniest thing is we don't even need the elimination. Why we creating weapons? Why are we enjoying weapons that will kill us? We're the one doing it every day. And you said you are with God. I don't understand which God you're talking about. Listen, I need to take a little break so that I come back and round up the show. I'm talking too much today because I'm getting too much into it. For those of you that claim that you are Christians or you are Muslims, and don't even have your time, because none of you, we don't have Christians, we don't have Muslims in Nigeria. Sorry. None of you can say you are a Muslim. You are liars. You come to your pulpit and lie to the people. God spoke to you. Which God speak to you? God came here and we killed him. And he's begging us to remove greed from our life. If you're really the one God is talking to, God will not talk to you a greedy man. You are greedy. You, the pastors in Nigeria, you are even the most greedy. That's why I don't stand with you. My name is Christian. Ask. But you are greedy. I was listening to this man again this morning. He said, he just finished preaching at the Catholic Church in Ireland. And the man was angry. He said, out of the 10 most richest pastor on earth, the 10 most richest pastor on earth, 5 of them are Nigerians. We know them. Pastor, so I don't understand. Jesus Christ was saying it is easier for a camel to pass through the eyes of a needle than for a rich man to enter the kingdom of God. But our richest, our pastors are the richest in the world. And then they go on to say the 10 richest churches in the world. None of the Nigerian churches among them. Let's go on a break. When I come back, we will talk about this matter. Today, not today. No vessel. My name is Kris. Don't go away, stay with me.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234 8143 582856 or +447 4388 93190 or email us at realestate@superiortelevision.com. SRTV Shortlet Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
A very big welcome to you guys. We were a few minutes to the end of the show. We're not going to do more than 1 hour, 30 minutes. That is what I promised my health. And that's what we're going to try and do today. Thank you very much for joining me. I've been talking about only one thing today, and that thing is very important. I am perhaps trying to make a case that the problem we have in Nigeria is nothing but the gap between the rich and the poor. I'm going to use that to end the show. Our problem is nothing but the gap between the rich and the poor. And I came up with this equation that when there is poverty, which is coming from greed, that's what I've been analyzing and talking about, the iniquities of our land, the government iniquities, the slave masters and the slave and the house negro. I've been using that to analyze the greed that leads to poverty. You agree with me that the poverty in Nigeria is man-made. It's not God that caused it. So don't disturb God. Do not disturb God. God has come to this world to help us solve this problem. We didn't listen. And what did I say? When poverty leads to hopelessness and there's access to weapons, the result is insecurity. It's actually death. So this is what I'm saying, that our greed has led us to what? On a spiritual level, and I'm just using this in Nigeria now, on a spiritual level, I say the greed of man is what that leads to poverty on earth. If not, God that created this world, he has enough for us to eat. You know what's so funny? Two brothers will be fighting to have a plot of land in the heart of the city. Whereas if you go a little bit further, there are so many places that don't even have owners. Have you not seen that? Go to your village. If you go in, you go and buy a land for small money. Imagine if there's no insecurity. You can go and stay there and build your house there. Why you want to build your house where everybody is crowded already and where there's no health? We kill ourselves. In the city where we close our head together, there's even no good health. But if you go and build somewhere where there's nobody, where it is even cheaper to build. But people fight over staying in the city. And that's why we kill one another. So God have enough for us, but not enough for our greed. And that's why there's a difference between what we need and what we want. And because of that, God has tried continuously on a spiritual level to try and save us. And that's why one of the things I analyzed today, I know, is the spirit that led me to it. It was not my plan. It is something I want to discuss with you. So God revealed it to me as I was talking to you, that if he can remove death from earth, how can he remove what he did not introduce? Don't you ask yourself what really attracted death to this world? Is it God that introduced death? Because God was saying, let us create man in our own image and likeness. So God was not alone, no. It was a joint decision. Let us create man in our own image and likeness. Us. The language is us. And if the iniquities of man introduce death, God has been struggling to remove the death from our midst. Then when I was interested today, so when I was going to take you back to the Bible, the cause of death was not man. It was not God. It was not God that introduced death. It was an attraction of our greed and our iniquities. And sometimes you want to blame Adam and Eve that they are the cause. And I ask you today, the death will no more be here now if we didn't do what Adam and Eve did. In fact, our own is even worse. Because right now, we are doing more iniquities than what Adam and Eve have done. And that's why we're all going to die. I'm getting tired now. I know God did not create me to be tired. I was created to live forever. Now, the reason I'm going to die is because of the sins I have committed, which my fathers has committed, which my parents has committed, which my brothers have committed, which I have committed. And it's going to fall on people that are coming. We can do this. Because if God could remove it, the question I ask you, if God could remove it, why would God have to die? Jesus Christ, for those of us who are Christian, we know Jesus is God. Jesus have to die for our sins to go. I know when you tell of that stupid lies, that Jesus have to die so our sins will be removed. But he didn't kill himself, we killed him. Yeah. The same Jesus that had to die for our sin, but he didn't just die, we killed him. Yeah, Jesus Christ lived on earth and said, okay, it's time for me to sacrifice myself so that people will be saved. I would have understood that. We actually killed him. I'm going to tell me another part of the Bible, we can understand now. You see, God is in his effort, he's trying every day to save us. He's still trying to save Nigeria. I want to use Nigeria to end this matter. God has given us everything. We don't have reason to be hungry. And we are here today telling us that we're going to kill each other in the name of the same God. I don't understand. No, it's not about God. It's about you. Because God came a couple of times in his prophet, in his own way. I'm one of the prophets talking to you now. That you don't need to disturb God. If we do the right thing, we will have everything on earth. In Nigeria today, if we remove the greed of the politicians, which I tried to start today by telling you that the poverty, that's why I say, and my thesis was building on the poverty, the divide between the rich and the poor in Nigeria is not by an accident. It is the output of a dysfunctional system. And that is true. Dysfunctional system, the greed of man. If Oboriwori alone, your governor alone, is entitled to all that money and people are being paid 70,000 naira, which they cannot even get. And look at the poor people in Nigeria, look at the rich. Is this what God created? When did God create you better than the rest? When did God say you can steal? Even if you work for it, it's a different thing. You are stealing it. And you ask, okay, Jesus. Maybe it's me that killed Jesus. You are the one that killed Jesus. It is your sins that killed Jesus. These people those that carry the straw to hit Jesus, your sin is one of those straw that's hitting Jesus. And it can't even teach us anymore that if we want Jesus to be happy, we just stop sinning. Stop the sin and Jesus will be healed now. See Jesus as that pain. He's going through pains every day for us too. Because anytime we sin, we are hurting Jesus. Anytime you sin, you hurt him. He's dead here, but anytime you do the right thing, that's when Jesus is smiling. Can you put smile on Jesus' face today? If at all you are spiritual, put smile on his face. Remove the greed. And imagine a world where we all remove our greed and begin to do the right thing. God will be happy. Jesus will be happy. He won't need to come back. It won't need to be all the disturbance that's going to happen on Sunday now. It won't be happening. You know why I said Jesus Christ is not resting? Because of my greed. Some people don't have food to eat. They go to church and go and disturb Jesus. Jesus, help me. Jesus, help me. But Jesus Christ cannot help them. The only way Jesus Christ can help them is if I stop the greed. Jesus is not begging me to stop my greed. But what Jesus Christ is saying, please stop your greed. Pastor Adeboye, Jesus Christ is saying to you, stop the greed. Tinubu, Jesus is saying to you, stop the greed. Donald Trump, follow the cue of Jesus. It's not to kill these people. I don't know how to do it. I don't know the cure. But there must be a better way. But if you really want to solve our problem, rather than hitting on the effect, deal with the cause. There is massive looting, causing greed and death in Nigeria. Poverty. Without poverty in place, we are hopeless. On a hopeless system, with a little access to weapon, insecurity remains a self-fulfilling prophecy. I want to end my show here now because I know my messages are always too hard. Sometimes I don't know where I'm going. I don't wish to watch this show myself again, but that is what God said I should do, and I have done it. Thank you very much for joining me. Like I said, my name is Kris, and this is State of the Nation. We're going to keep doing this until Nigeria is better for every one of us. We're going to keep solving the problem until Nigeria is better for every one of us, because we're going to make this country a great nation. Thank you very much for joining me. Until tomorrow, I'll be here again. You know, it's now the weekdays. Today is already Thursday or Friday. It's already Thursday. Yeah, good. So we're almost getting to the end of the week again. I don't know where we're going, where we're rushing to. If we rush, we're going to die. You know, can I say this to you before I leave? We can stop debt. And if we're going to stop debt, all we need to do is remove greed. Because the greed, you don't even need it. Listen, I need 10 cars. I could only wear this suit now. What am I going to do with all these suits? I look at the number of suits. I don't think I know the color of the suit I have again. I don't know them. And now I'm confused. When I wear the same white shirt, I say I'm wearing the same white shirt. But how many colors do we have on earth that I'm going to change every day? Even when I change my shirt, one white to another white, you will know. That is how much greed has cost us. We don't need more than it. We don't need more than we have. We have too much. Yet we want more. That's why Tinubu keep having more. What's Tinubu going to do with it? Tinubu, how many years are you going to live that you are still taking more money? How can you, in fact, I'm asking myself now, the money I have now, if I sit down and start eating it, I won't even eat it, I wouldn't finish before I die. Why am I fighting for more? Does that make sense? And if I'm not fighting for more, meaning there will be no more greed. I will fight for the little ones I need and support others, or maybe support the system, because they are my brothers and sisters, right? And if I can do that, I have loved my neighbors as myself, like what Jesus Christ taught us. And only that alone will cure the whole world. Meaning Jesus Christ will not be at pain because people will not be disturbing him. God help me, because a lot of people are crying every day to Jesus. And Jesus is handicapped, he can't help us. I know that. Because if Jesus, I said I have a revelation. I was driving I was coming from Greenwich. And I was driving up to connect to the Blackwater Tunnel. I was going to connect the A2. You know that big road. And I was saying to myself, God, why are people poor? Why you look around, that there's poverty. Can you look around you? There's people poverty. And God said to me, he's very unhappy because people are poor. There's no food for people to eat. But it's not, he cannot do anything about it. He needs me and you to do it. To make sure there's no more poverty on the street so that he can have peace. It was the cry of men that brought God, and we will kill him again. He wants us now to stop the poverty. And he's going to do it. He has the power. He's giving us the power. He's giving Tinubu the power. He's giving everybody the power. And yet these people are still stealing what has been given to them to keep for man. And you are calling God. And the same man, idiotly, foolishly goes to the same church. I saw Boribori in church. What do you be giving weapons to save people? And now you are going to God to go and disturb who? That man is helpless. He's only going to collect from you, and you're going to dance with yourself. You and Yeriko, you are dancers. But the truth is, God has given you a weapon. You are a semi-God made to save man from poverty. And when there's no more poverty, hopelessness will be reduced. And we don't need access to weapons. In the UK, I don't think of having a gun. I don't need it. I'm not poor in the UK. Even if I'm poor in the UK, I have food to eat. Why would I want to go on the street and start to kill people? That's why they can control the system here. You can't control it over there. The solution is to first eliminate the greed, which will in turn eliminate poverty and hopelessness. And of course, we don't need access to weapons. I've always been against the creation of weapons. America and the rest of the world, they find themselves answering to God. Why Russia is keep making weapons? Why North Korea? That one is always marching like it to make weapons. To do what? Who are you killing? Did God create you here to kill people? So instead of making food for mankind, instead of making cure to mankind, all you do is create food, create weapons that will kill people. What do you do the weapon for? That's why I end the show. My name is Kris. I've spoken too much today, and I don't think I should be talking to these big boys. They're going to take me with speed. Listen, I don't care when I die. That's the funniest thing. Now, I will even die and I get peace. Thank you very much. My name is Kris, and this is State of the Nation. I'll be here tomorrow again. Thank you, and God bless you. Bye for now.
Find your sanctuary in the heart of the city. Live the life you deserve in an exquisite apartment. SRTV Luxury Shortlet Apartment, Lagos, is a place where your comfort is rest assured. Welcome to SRTV Shortlet Apartment, part of the prestigious SRTV Real Estate family. Why choose us? Prime location, nestled in the heart of Lagos, close to key attractions, business hubs, and vibrant nightlife. Modern interiors, fully furnished, stylish apartments designed to provide the ultimate comfort. Luxury redefined, vacation perfected. 24/7 security. Enjoy peace of mind with round-the-clock security and CCTV surveillance. Top-notch amenities, high-speed Wi-Fi, smart TV, air conditioning, fully equipped kitchen, and lots more. Perfect for business travelers, family vacations, romantic getaways, special events, and more. Book your stay today and experience Lagos like never before. Call +234-8143-582856 or +447-4388-93190 or email us at realestate@superiorradiotelevision.com. SRTV Chocolate Apartment, where comfort meets luxury.
That is either we reform the judiciary, which is allow INEC to be under the judiciary, or we need a world police to police us.
Okay.
Because the activities of our politicians is becoming unbearable.